I'm like, okay. And then at some point, he put a couple of your bars into something, and he's like, he bigged you up somehow, and I hit him like, "Who's this?" And he's like, "Oh, well, that's Poodeezy, like one of the best in town, in my opinion, you know." And
Yeah.
so then that led to this whole thing. So then I find Trap Native. I see the music. I'm listening to you talking about the humility of your children and the age of your elders, and just wrestling with addiction, commentary. Like you just doing all that. I'm seeing you with your shakes and with your sticks and moves and all this. And at the same time, I'm seeing like King Mucho, like I'm like you are in a part of you living life in a certain way. So uh and then personally I'll say this, now shut up, man. Like, because there's more federally recognized nations here than anywhere else in the country, to me the opportunity to have a conversation between black folks and native folks seems like ripe. And I've never found kind of like that bridger, and you feel like right there in between all that. So, bruh, so that's the table setting. What I'm interested in is like, who you are and what you're all about. But then, this is kind of like Gem Dropper 101. Just, what you listen to, who you're inspired by, what you're trying to do, how you're trying to get there, all that. But that's it, man. I'll just talk to your face off. So that's the thing. I guess my question would be, if no one knew you, what would you say? Like, who are you, and what are you up to on this planet right now? Poodeezy, where's the name from?
So that's a childhood name spinoff from Cooter. That's what my mom gave me. I don't know how I got it, bro. She was just like, I don't know. She said I was super chill. I didn't cry. She was like, you was just there. So I just called you my pooter, like my little pooter. So it don't really make too much sense to me neither, but it is what it is. So that's just really a spinoff from that name. You
Yeah.
know? And then I took on the persona Trap Native
Mm,
shortly after EP I released
mm,
titled Trap Native.
mm.
Um, a little background in that, I'm part Native American. I'm from Sycuan Reservation. My bad, but right here I live on the reservation. I'm gonna flip it around for y'all. Boop, Sycuan Casino,
Yeah.
part of the Kumeyaay Nation,
Mm-hmm.
the first peoples of this land that we call San Diego.
Yeah.
And we still thriving. I'm happy to say, what I mean, we still here, we still building,
Mm-hmm.
doing all that one stuff. So that's a blessing in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I made the EP Trap Native. This was probably like 2017, 16 or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really like it was like the beginning of me really finding my niche and really like bridging the gap, like you said. You know what I'm saying? As far as being black and of native descendant. So I feel like that's what it is. And when I say trap native, I'm saying like um, picking up the way that we were able to make it out of the mud. You know what I'm saying? This
Mm-hmm.
great big business out here we call the casino, man. That's the trap. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I really thank God for the trap. You know what I'm saying? Because that really allowed my family to make a way out of where we was, and you know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying. And hopefully, God willing, it's gonna help my kids, and their kids.
Yeah.
And we gonna try to keep it going, man, for
Mm.
generations to come.
Mm. So how did the talk to me then about this bridge then? So how many, you are there other folks like you with membership and African ancestry? Is like what's that like?
Yeah, the majority is my family. We come from the black part comes from my grandmother. She's full blooded Kumeyaay,
Mhm.
but love neither. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
my grandma had like 6 kids, I
Mhm.
believe, 1 boy, 5 daughters,
Mhm.
and my mom is one of them.
Mhm.
So all my family, all my immediate family right here on the reservation are black and Native American.
Wow. Okay.
So, and we're actually one of the largest families here on this reservation.
Mm.
Uh,
Mm.
my grandmother, rest in peace, Grandma Bernice Hyde. She just passed away like 2 years ago.
Okay.
Um, Super sweet woman, man. She just taught us how to be humble. You know what I
Mm.
mean? She taught us Always give. Just taught us a lot of life lessons that I never knew until I got older and understood. Okay, what I had been taught was really native teachings. You know what I'm saying, of how to live life and how to be peaceful. And to me, that was just what my grandma told me and my mom told me. And then as I start seeing other cultures and how other people carry themselves, and I'm like, oh, that's what that came from. That was really a blessing for me to get such game. I mean, get those jewels dropped on me so young to where now I'm just living and breathing it. You know what I mean?
Yes. So there are people, that practice these various kind of rites of passage, and I've noticed your Brave platform, and I'm curious about, I've been to a couple powwows since I've been here, and I also noticed some of the like, oh wow, there's some like black folks up in here, that which was like new for me. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, okay, that kind of makes sense though. And but just going back to the rites of passage thing, how has spirituality and these understandings of you and your connection to source and the land, like how is that woven into your life? What does that look like?
And well, it's like it's really everything to me. And I mean, like I said, I didn't really understand it because it wasn't necessarily broken down to me as being native teaching.
Yeah.
It was just what I was taught.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, we were always taught to respect the land, respect the earth. You know what I'm saying? To be thankful for everything. And what that looks like today, man, it just looks like, for me, I think the people that know me, I just come off as incredibly humble. And for me, bro, it's like I said, it's so natural. And when you look at what I've been through in my life, as far as trials and tribulations, like there's no way I couldn't be humble.
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, I'm very blessed. I'm very highly favored and blessed. So, but understand, a lot of people that know me, I've been through a lot, more than the average person. My life, as far as dealing with deaths in the family and hey, you name it, bro. Street shit, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for me, it's like I don't know what else to be but humble. But I think most people in the society we live in today, it's like if you have fortune, they expect you to like flash it and carry yourself one type of way. When they see something other than, it's like refreshing. You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, like that's what my teachings look like now. As I live through them today, I think that's the reaction that I get mostly out of people, and I can only credit that to the teachings that I was taught from my mother, my grandmother, my aunties, my uncles, and like I said, it's very spiritual. It's that I never want to break from. I never want to get too far gone to where I don't want to pick up trash when I see it on the ground. Like as cliche it sounds, like, you know what I'm saying? Like this, like the land, you know what I'm saying? Like I take that shit personal. I was just telling the homies that like when we had the Muchella, we had a party for Mucho, rest in peace. I said, bro, if y'all see niggas pick shit on the ground, like bro, I take that very personal. Like like don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's real. So talk to me about the Muchella. I saw the ads for that. I saw him in a Brave shirt one day. Like, what?
Shout out to Mac Mucho, man, Major King. That was my boy, man. That's been my friend for like 10+ years. It was just great energy, bro. He had a great spirit. He had a great energy. He was always positive. That thing. He passed away from drug overdose. Got a hold of a bad perk. That's something I'm comfortable talking about because I think we need more awareness on what's going on. I mean, there's no secret that the kids and folks are out here popping perks and whatever they're doing, but we got to be aware and understand that everything that you might buy, regardless who you buying it from, might be it. You know what I'm saying? So either way, man, we just wanted to do something good, do something cool for him for his birthday. He passed away in July. His birthday was August. So we had beautiful turnout, man. It was super decent. Like we did the basketball tournament, we did the baseball tournament. We had Jocelyn that got the juice truck. She came out.
Yeah.
It was dope. You gotta get an interview with her too. You know, she out here doing her shit.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I'll send you her IG too. She has a juice truck
Okay.
that's it's really popping in the community, bro. And the juices are good. Like the juices are on hit.
Yes.
Yeah, so,
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate that. I know that's part of what this is just linking like minds, you know what I mean? And also, self empowerment, you know what I mean?
definitely, definitely.
Um, so talk to me then about what is Brave? What's is that what's that imprint?
Oh, Brave ENT. That's my company. I started back in. I don't know. I started this company years ago. Not even really knowing. Well, of course, it started as music, but I knew I just wanted it to be something bigger. So I never, I named it Brave Entertainment
Mhm.
and versus like Brave Records, or
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
I want to like box it in as just music.
Mm-hmm.
Brave is the company. Brave is also my son's name.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
yeah,
Right,
yeah, yeah. So yeah,
right,
that's
right.
it for me.
Mm, mm.
But yeah,
I
that's
mean,
just what I've been switching, man. It's just to be brave in everything you do.
yes, yes. How many kids you have?
I got two kids. I got a son. He's 9, just turned 9 in August, and I got a daughter. She's 7 years old.
Oh yes, oh
Raising
yes, oh yes, man. That changes everything. I have a 13-year-old and a 7-year-old.
uh,
So,
who's 13?
huh?
Who's 13? A boy or
So I
girl?
got Olivia is the oldest one. She's singing and dancing her face off,
Yeah.
and then Nate, little Nate. He's 7, man. Damn. So they're all in virtual school right now. So I'm up here in my little like man cave workspace doing my 9 to 5, and they're downstairs. In this crazy like COVIDian times or whatever. Doing it like that. How are folks on the reservation responding to all that? Like all of the global meltdown. What's it like out there?
Okay, baby. It's like, don't lie, bro. It's like our own little world up here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So it's like if you wanna be oblivious to that type of shit, you can be. You
yeah,
know, as
yeah,
long as you're not watching TV, and
yeah,
I don't watch TV.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
I read something back in the day that said, a diet isn't just what you ingest um, through your through your mouth. You
yeah,
understand?
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
what
Mhm.
you ingest, verbally, visually.
Yeah,
So I just try to, limit what I ingest. I try
yeah,
to keep a record of it. And
yeah,
there's really not too many things on TV that interest me
yeah,
anyway. So
yeah, 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 yeah.
I think, yeah, bro, we in our own little bubble. Like,
Mhm.
bro, my brother live on this block. My sister, all my first cousins, my mother, like, we all live on the same block. So it's like, it's a blessing, bro. Like I said,
You know what? My sister just got a spot, just an exit north of me here on the 15. And we came here in '02 because she was here and she moved away, went to the Bay and Boston and Seattle and came back. And in
right,
my mind, I've had this whole like, we need to squad up, And this was just a couple of weeks ago, and I drove over there and took less than 13 minutes, and I went through the door. Man, I was like crying like a baby. I couldn't even like how just what you're saying, the blessing of it, just like
yeah,
man,
definitely,
like
definitely.
whew, you know what I mean? It was powerful. It was super powerful, super powerful. So, do you participate in any of the like you know dancing or doing any of the stuff? Like what's
Nah, like the traditional, like, so I know a little bit of the language.
yeah.
I know a few of the songs.
Mm.
I wouldn't know them by heart, but I can sit up there and keep up with the
Yeah, yeah,
board.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah, 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 yeah,
how
yeah.
to play the board a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that is something that I would like to become fluent in, as
Yeah,
far as knowing the songs.
yeah.
We bird sing,
Hmm.
the men, and the women do a dance, what we call bird dancing, to the
Yeah.
bird songs.
Okay,
So,
okay.
and these bird songs, they're super super old. Like a
Mm.
lot of these songs are hundreds of years old, maybe older. And
Yeah,
passed down from generation to generation.
Yes.
And majority of the time, the songs are used in tradition for like ceremonies, powwows, gatherings, funerals,
Yeah. Yeah.
things of that nature.
Yeah. So,
Uh,
so talk to me a little bit about just pivoting for a minute. 2016, the EP. You know, what made you decide to really do the music thing, and what's that about for you today? Like, what's happening?
so, I mean, the music thing, bro, it just kind of came so natural to me. Like, it wasn't really something that was like a dream of mine for like ever, or I was just kind of started in my teenage years with my cousin. We had a group called the Dago Braves.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, it was pretty cool. Bro. We made a little noise in San Diego and shit
Yeah.
back in the day. So
Yeah.
I had I had kept doing my thing. My cousin, he's still chilling. That's family. So it's
Mhm.
no bad blood or nothing. He just took a back seat in it.
Yeah.
So I just kept going with it, bro. And once, like I said, I was kind of like finding myself, and once like the trap native hit, I said, "This is it."
Yeah.
And it literally went from a song,
Yeah.
and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna name the album this. I'm
Yeah.
gonna name the album Trap Native, and then people just start calling me Trap Native, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, well, I
It's
guess.
got traction, bro. I'll tell you right now. That's it. That'll go. That'll go. You know. Yeah.
And I got the clothing brand too.
Mm.
Trap Native. We just dropped the clothing line.
Okay.
It's merch. It's my own merch, but I really want to present it more as a clothing line because I don't, like I said, I'm not really into putting labels and boxing things into
Yeah.
you understand. So
Yeah.
like, I want to see it grow into something and that could just be a standalone, even when I'm not doing music.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
so, I mean, 2016, bro. Crazy year, 2017, 2018. The last 4 years since then, I've been on about 4 U.S. tours,
Whew.
um, 2 Cali tours, like Arizona and Vegas, just short little West Coast tours. Um, I've been doing some cool shit, bro. Like I can't lie, bro. Like I'm very blessed. You know what I mean? The experiences that I've had with music. Um, it's definitely a love of mine. It's something I'm passionate about. I'm just a creative in general. So I
Mhm.
love to create. I love to express myself creatively, put out new ideas, try to change narratives,
Yeah.
and that's my whole approach. Now that I'm more of like kind of finding myself to like what I want my legacy to be. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that, like, it's so much, it's so many like outlooks and just perspectives that I just be scratching my head about. Like, wow, is this really what the culture is becoming?
Yes.
So I just want to change the culture as far as the youth and uh, what we do as Black people and what we say is cool and what's
Yeah.
not. And you
Yeah.
understand? Like,
Yeah.
a lot of this shit is like, whoa, like this shit is crazy. Like, so I'm like, wow, y'all really think that? Like,
Yeah.
that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you check out my Twitter, I just be on there like, wow, like I use my Twitter as a platform to really introduce those different ideas of
Yeah.
thinking and
Yeah.
because I'm not the type to just sit there and rant and go off and
Mhm.
so I just speak my little piece and if you
Yeah.
like it, you retweet it, retweet
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I plan it grows into
Yeah.
yeah. So,
I see you. I do see you on the seeds, just dropping seeds, dropping gems, just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I do. I
yeah,
do. I
you know
do.
I know how to work 'em.
Yeah.
I put little jabs out on this shit.
Yeah, yeah. So when you say like you feel like you're just finding yourself now, what's been happening, or why do you say that? What's different about this season, or what is it that you feel like you have new insight about? Like why does it feel like that? Like some new level of discovery.
Because it's more purpose. It's more purpose behind it. What's up, brother?
Mm.
It's more purpose behind it. I think before it was just a fun thing.
Yeah,
I didn't really understand the platform that I had or the people I had looking at me, and which now it's become more of the youth. And
yeah,
I got my own kids looking at me now,
yeah.
and I got to be very aware of what I'm putting out, what type of energy and what type of message I'm sending. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that in total just made me, like I said, just find purpose. You
Yeah,
know, uh, And a lot of things I talk about, like you mentioned my song Addiction. Like, you know, I got 3 siblings that passed away from drug overdose.
Ooh.
Yeah, two of them in 2012, 3 months apart. One of them just happened this year in January.
Oh,
So
God.
yeah, yes, sir. So when you know, and this is something that, you know, for other people, and you know, it's like kind of shocking, but in Indian country, this is something we deal with every day, every week. You know, when my brothers died in 2012, there were about 6 or 7 other overdoses on different surrounding reservations, all around the same age. My little brother was 16 when he passed away, 15 actually. My older brother, 3 months after that, he was 34, 36 maybe. And my sister just passed away in January. She was 24, 26 maybe. So, we gotta understand these are young, very young, untimely deaths, and you know, it's something that still to this day is something I try not to, you know, wrap my mind around too much, but try to think
Now, what's
what
that about? That's heavy as hell, dog. To be real with you, that's heavy as shit.
I
So,
think,
so, so, how does that? Why? Oh, Lord. What is that about? Do you think? What's going on there? Is that feels like?
you know, it's a lot of passed down trauma,
Mhm.
a lot of a lot of a lot of hurt, bro. You know, it's a lot of hurt. It's a lot of misunderstanding.
Mhm.
A lot of it is passed down trauma. A lot of it, is like I said, bro. It's just these cycles. We have a lot of cycles out here that aren't healthy.
Mhm.
Unhealthy cycles that I see people continuing to repeat.
Mhm.
This is what I said. So even me, you know, losing all these people, and you know, obviously, like I said, countless amount of friends. You know what I'm saying? Like we just lost Mooch. You know what I'm saying? From the same.
Mhm.
So for me, like, you know, I have people come to me like, damn, bro, like I know you've been through this, like how, like, you know, make some sense of it. And I'm like, bro, you can't.
Mhm.
Like, you know, there's no sense to make of it. But what do you do?
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
but where do you go from here? Like, what do you do from here to make sure that the next friend doesn't go down the same route? Or you know what I'm saying? Like that's where I find myself trying to, you know what I mean, see how I could be of some service to the culture.
Yes.
If you music, so be it.
Mhm.
Through
So,
music,
what do you think? What's that? What's going on? What's that? Where are you pulling from, man? Like, so you mentioned your grandmother and your mom. I mean, and maybe that's plenty. But do you have, let's just say today, I think just like what you said, we can't live on bread alone. So there's so many things that people ingest, right? And they can bring you down or build you up. And so often ask people like, what are you listening to and what are you learning, or what are you looking at, and you pick an L. So I'm curious about for you, what are the bright lights or the things that keep you drinking them shakes and sticking and moving? What's that? Your juice? What's the engine for you?
first and foremost, faith in God.
Hmm.
Unwavering faith in God, man. The things I've seen God do in my life is like it couldn't have been no one else but Him. You understand?
Hmm.
So me, like experiencing the things that I've experienced and being able to come out of them, you
Hmm.
know, almost untouched. You know what I mean? Of course,
Hmm.
there's a scar there, but and you know there was lessons to be learned, but it's
Hmm.
almost as if I'm coming out better.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like to really look back in retrospect and say, damn, like you made it through that. You know what I'm saying? And,
Hmm.
so I can always turn back to God whenever I'm looking, you know,
Hmm.
whenever things aren't looking as bright.
Hmm.
Um, Exercise is a very big one for me. Like, you know, I've said this before, and it's like, you know, I exercise more for my mental strength
Hmm.
than physical attribute.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
understand? Like, exercise for me is it's a mental thing. It's
Hmm.
even if it's an hour a day, I could get my mind to sit still and stop being on the wheel like
Yeah,
this.
yeah, 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 yeah,
It's that hour out of the other 23 will just make the whole day go by so
yeah,
much smoother.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think once a lot of people understand that, they'll, you know, and just the knowledge of being healthy, bro. Like the more I've learned, I've been vegetarian for like 4 years. I've been vegan for like 2.5, 3. Um, like I said, bro, I've just been very like weary about what I'm ingesting, and
Yeah.
I understand the way food makes you feel, and
Yeah.
a lot of people are down and they don't know why, and that has a big reason. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yes. Yes.
right. All this processed sugar, you eating all this, and
Yeah.
people talk about mental illness and all this, and
Yeah.
it's like a lot of this information is out there, bro. And you got people like me that try to tell people, and like I got brothers and sisters, like I've been telling for years, and I used to get mad at them, bro. But you know what? Like today, like I said, I've been vegetarian 4 years. Today, almost all of my siblings are vegetarian.
Wow. Look at this.
Bro, like you know what I'm saying? Like
Look at this.
we used to go to like eat at nice places and shit. They're like, bro, let's go get a salad. Like, nigga, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes. 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 No, I think I saw a shot. You had like a cauliflower burger, a cauliflower steak or something. I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Man, that is beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
exercise, the diet.
Mhm.
What's up? Right here.
Yeah. Hello.
Uh, exercise, diet, bro.
I,
Creative
lo-
outlets.
I lost you.
Oh, here we go.
It's all good.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Exercise, diet, creative outlets. Book. I like to read. I love to read. I just finished a book, changed my life, bro. Don Miguel Ruiz. It's called. He's the author of the Four Agreements.
For
It's a
agreements.
right. But so I haven't got to the Four Agreements
Yeah.
yet. But I just read the Voice of Knowledge.
Ooh.
Crazy book, bro. Like changed my whole fucking life. Like, bro. Like, damn.
Wow.
What the hell? You know what I'm saying? Like
So
that shit.
drop it. Go give me something. Give me some. What about it? What's happening in there?
Bro, like we could talk about this shit all day. So
Hey, man, you were in my library, right? You see all these books all over this damn place? Like, that's my whole. We could be done with the talk and just talk about this the whole time.
bro, the Voice of Knowledge, he
Yeah.
was basically saying how, okay, not in his words, in my
Yeah,
own
yeah,
words,
yeah, yeah.
the brain from birth is like a computer.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing the brain knows is what it has been programmed with.
Mm-hmm.
We get these programs from our mother and father first,
Mm-hmm.
whoever's around,
Mm-hmm.
mother, father, siblings, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
From the time we're able to communicate is when this voice, the voice of knowledge, it what really starts taking over the mind.
Mm-hmm.
But before then, you're in a state of your purest state.
Mm-hmm.
You show affection.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? You smile. You're happy. That there's really only like 3 emotions that it's pure emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And once you start developing more, you get more and more programs. You get more and more voices in your head of knowledge. And what are these voices of knowledge but testimonies from other experiences? So you cannot really call that truth.
Right there, that's what it was right there. I can see it. You're like, oh damn, hold it.
So all this shit from 32 years of living
Yes.
is like I don't know what's what.
So, bruh, like I am picking up what you were putting down. So, my life. So my dad's black man from Memphis, Tennessee. My mother's an Irish immigrant, and I often say my sister's married to a woman. So I will often intro that way and be like, I can talk about whatever you want to talk about. But just on the like race and the in between space thing, being this bridge personality, and then in addition, I've had some pretty powerful like spiritual experiences. So I find myself also located in this place that you're at. Like, what is actually happening? And then how am I translating that through my physical experience? So I've shown up here somehow with the biology and gender identification of this dude, this blackish, walking the planet, right, with my package and my story. And how do I take what I've been given, combined with like my ability to discern the voice of God and like be a conduit for whatever I think conscious or actually is true here. So that journey though, and exploring and trying to figure out like what of the voice that I'm hearing is mine and what is conditioned, what's nature versus nurture, and like what's really going on. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm with you on that. Like, you know, so I'm a big fan of like when I ask you like what's when you go into diet and exercise and all that sort of stuff. I'm a, you know, like kinesthetic, like, you know, I like to move and talk and think a lot. So I've had to work to like bring all that down and cut that noise off a little bit. And so things like distance running for me and meditation for real, like I've walked in, kind of been in meditative spaces that have been like, oh, okay, you know, like a whole new operating system, you know. And have been really important for me on my walk into trying to kind of live into my purpose and what I think, you know, God would have me do on the planet. But I'm so grateful to people that speak that knowledge and write it down and try to kind of drop those seeds and leave keys to open some of these doors. You know, like for real, we can have a whole conversation, bro. Like you know, like this book right here. I'll tell you, like my two. This book right here, this dude was like a Jesuit in India. So like, you know, coming out of Catholicism, he ultimately got booted out, I think. But it's called Awareness: The Perils and Opportunities of Reality by Anthony DeMello. So it's kind of like Buddhism in that it's all about attachment and kind of what are you attached to, like exactly what you're talking about, getting in conscious of the program versus the real. But the way he puts it and breaks it down, ooh, man, I was so on this. I was mailing this to folks, like to family. I swear I bought like 15 copies and was just like sending them in the mail.
That's crazy because I said I was gonna do the same thing.
Bruh.
Because it's like, bro, like I feel like if anyone gets a piece of this book, like it could change your life.
Bruh. Who are we? Who are we to not give, you know, water to the thirsty and food to the hungry? Like I'm with you, bruh. You know what I mean? Like send the message. Be the vessel, you know? Yeah, man, I'm giddy on that. I could talk about that all day long. So so what's your feeling about being in San Diego? So this where you came up? Is this like your town?
Well, definitely. This is you know, I got my name and fame and all that there, but like I'm originally from Bakersfield, California.
Okay.
I'm from Bakersfield. My dad's from Bakersfield. All my dad's side of the family still in Bakersfield. Well, my dad's from LA, but they moved to Bakersfield.
Yeah.
You know, all my family's still down there on my dad's side.
Okay.
That's where my grandmother was. Well, see, you know what happened with my grandmother? She was sent to boarding school very young. She was in that
like
era.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, she was in that era when the native kids were getting sent to boarding schools, and she had a horrible childhood coming up boarding schools and whatnot. So fast forward to her 20s, she finds herself in Bakersfield, California. Res is still here, but there's barely even running water on the res at the time. There's no electricity. So you're better off in the inner cities of the ghetto than trying to fend for yourself on the reservation.
Damn.
So that's exactly what she did. You know, she was in the inner city in the ghettos. My mom and my aunties and uncles, they're from the projects. They were born, you know, in the projects on the east side of Bakersfield. So I mean, just us coming from, you know, nothing to something in a sense, it was just such an eye opener and just such a blessing, especially for me because, you know, I got a chance to see both sides, and while I was getting the chance to see, you know, the poor side of life, I didn't know we were poor. I was young. I didn't understand we were poor until we start having things, and I'm like, wait, this Christmas is different than last. Oh, different than the last one, like gunshots over here, like what, you know? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't start clicking until I got older and we start, really having things like, wow, y'all really made it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Yeah.
a man. Like, my cousin was sending me a video today of a funeral home getting shot up. You know what I mean? Like the gang banging in Bakersfield is so real, bro, and it's so like, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and I know that's something that we wouldn't have been able to escape had we been born out, raised out there.
Yeah.
Longer than we were.
Yeah. So when did you make it back out here?
We were moving on dirt bikes and shit.
It's all good. So when did you come out to San Diego?
I came out to San Diego about 98, 97, 98, around,
Okay.
excuse me, 97, 98. I was around like 10 years old.
Okay.
Came out to San Diego. And I've been here ever since, bro. And my dad passed away. That was like my first introduction to death. My dad passed away in 2003. That hit my family pretty hard. You know what I'm saying? That was like the first eye opener to death. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, like shit's real now. You know what I'm saying? Like we're blessed, but we're no exception.
Yeah.
Like you heard about, I mean, first just my mom and dad separating. It's like, you heard of shit that happening. Who don't live with their mom and both their dad, and then it happens to you, and you're like, oh shit, okay, you know what I'm saying? Then, literally like a year and a half later, like it was very soon after they separated. My father passed away. He passed away from high blood pressure, and that is also one thing that sparked my that planted the seed in my mind as to why he died from high blood pressure, and that made me go look into the foods and the eating habits. And that's what really drove me to start trying to change my eating habits and get as much knowledge as I can on what I'm ingesting. So I think after my dad passed, it was just kind of it was like a flip.
Yeah.
It was really like a flip for me because mom was dealing with that. She started seeing other people. Mom did the best she could, bro. Like I have no hangups with mom, you know what I'm saying? But like what I realize now is that my mom was so young. She had her first kid at 16, actually 15 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, she's super young, man. Total, I probably got like 7, 8 siblings.
Yeah.
So it was just a whole nother ball game, man. When my pops passed away, I was 13. Like I said, my mom's still kind of dealing with that. That was her, her real soulmate, her true love. It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
She's dealing with that. I ended up dropping out of school in 7th grade.
Wow.
Hey, bro, I never been to high school. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that's like. I don't know what it's about. I've never set foot in a high school campus or nothing. I did get my GED on time when I was supposed to. I got my GED on 7th, enrolled myself and just went and got it done. I took some college courses. I went to Kumeyaay, Grossmont, just because I was bored.
Yeah.
I was bored, bro. I wanted to learn some shit.
Yeah. Yes.
So, just that not really having that that father figure there. The closest thing I had to a father figure was my uncle on my mom's side, which he was in jail. He did 7 years from DUI related so he was pretty much gone. I got uncles on my dad's side. One of them did 14 years in prison for selling heroin. So I like for me like that. I really kind of had to figure this shit out. You know what I mean? I had to figure it out. Got in the streets, I was fighting every fucking weekend, and and it's just like so. Like I said, San Diego is definitely my home.
Got it.
It's definitely where I put it down. You know what I'm saying? It's what I mean. I got the name and niggas know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I got love out here, and I love niggas out here. So
yeah. So who like I was just thinking when you were talking about the health and whatnot and that Nipsey line, I fuck with Rick Ross because he's teaching wealth, and so who do you listen to? I saw you in front of the Nipsey, mural and whatnot, but who was in your ear?
So, bro, like my artists, I really like artists that's really saying something, bro. Like like Jay-Z, Kendrick, Nick, of course, Nicky was the homie too. Rest in peace. Like, Nicky was out here messing with us like before he was really big. You know, he was just a classic dude, bro. Like he had that same humility. Like a lot of people tell me, you know, we remind each other of him. Like, so
Yeah.
he was just super cool, down to earth. Like you never have to introduce yourself twice to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you go ahead, you think like, oh, he meet 1,000 people a day, but like, nah, like every time he see me, oh, what's up, bro? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What with dude? Like, oh, you remember dude? Like, yeah, what's up with bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just cool. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I like artists like that, bro. You know, people that saying something. I fuck with Big Sean.
Yeah.
He's talking. He's on that wavelength right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was just listening to it. I'm like, see, that's what we need.
Yep. Same here, man. I was and it's funny. I'm always trying to figure out a way to drop these little gems into my son's ear while still like you have no idea how often I'm searching like Big Sean clean, Kendrick clean on Spotify, trying to find a way to be like, look, little man, you know what I mean. And we have all kinds of conversations about what's a bad word. Is it a bad word? Are words bad? Or is it the way you use them and all this stuff? So he just learned his N-word the other day. So, you know, my mom's here. My mom's from Ireland. My mom's an Irish immigrant, right? She's like the whitest white lady you know, but she's just super kind, loving. She's like, you know, granny. She's over here. And he and I had just had the conversation in the parking lot because he'd been like, Daddy, he said, what's nigga? What's nigga? And I'm like, oh shit, I gotta break this down. He's like 7, right? I'm like, okay, well, here it is though, man, you know. And so then he went in and whispered it to my mom, you know. So he's like, Mom, Grandma, I know another bad word, you know. So then my mom comes to tell me, like, oh, I hear Nate has a new word, you know. But I'm saying all that just to say, like, you know, being able to discern and hear the vibration and the tone and the spirit of the thing is a gift, is a thing. You know, it's something I want to be able to communicate. Like you know, there's a lot of people that won't listen to this music or pick this up because they see the package and they think a certain thing. But you judge books by their cover or what other stories, you're gonna miss the thing. So like, let's take another look at what's really going on here. You know what I mean? And get beneath it and touch. Oh, I'm listening to you just a little bit. You went away just a little bit. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, bro, I can't hear you at all. Hold on. Let's see. It might be a little connection issue. Let's see.
How we looking?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. I literally just had that conversation with my kids yesterday. We're driving to school. They want to listen to Little Peep. You know what I mean? With my son, he wants to listen to Little Peep.
Oh man, the city.
Like the beat's cool, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like the beat's cool. I could kind of get why he like resonates with it because it's like similar to the stuff that I play.
Yes.
Because I play like a lot of stuff around him because I want him to be open-minded. You know what I'm saying? So I play piano a little bit, so I can play a little classical music. So we listen to classical music. Bro, we listen to rock, you know, alternative.
Yes.
So, he wants to listen to Little Peep. Me and my girl, we're more like in the mornings. We, like I said, we understand the way you start the day. You know, kind of carry out how it goes. So, I mean, honestly, I've been listening to gospel in the morning.
Yeah, come on, man.
Myself listening to gospel, like just anything like that's uplifting and vibrational, that's speaking to my soul in a positive way. And my kids, we've had them on that wave forever. Like, you know, they listen to meditation music when they go to sleep. Bro. Like we have them on that because we just want them to understand how powerful these vibrations are.
Yes.
You understand? It's not just entertainment like they want you to believe, but these like there's coaches that actually use this to heal. Like they're forms of healing, and you understand there's a lot behind it that we don't understand. So, to me, man, it's just about making my kids aware of not only that, but just as much as I can, giving them this information now, even if they don't get it now, get it later.
Oh yeah.
That's what he was talking about. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I remember, you know what I'm saying? Like, my dad said this, I was
Yeah.
this big, like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
That's what he meant.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? They won't have to go searching and be so fucked in the head like a lot of these people are. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? They don't understand
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you look at it like, bro, mental illness is such a trend today.
Mm.
And you know, I was just thinking about that, and it's like, bro, like people are searching for the cure in all the wrong places.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the cure for a lot of this shit is simple as, like I said, bro, just not watching the shit
Yeah.
or not eating the
Yeah.
shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And,
Yeah.
bro, you can live a way much happier day than you would. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? With so,
Nate Howard, the Movement B cat?
yeah,
So there's a brother in town. He's been here for a minute. His name's Nate Howard. He owns his own thing. There's like a big B that you'll see. There's a red letter BE, and he's in the schools and he does a lot of education and whatnot. I interviewed him actually too. I've known him through other cross paths with him before. Y'all are on the same damn vibe, like just young, like executive level, like El Presidente kind of vibrationally high, right? Like shifting the thing, you know. So we had a whole conversation about Willie Lynch and just like the messaging, and we were talking about that young brother was singing that song about I Just Want to Live.
yeah,
You know, he was real upset about that because he's like, man, we just get washed with all this imagery of Black Death. He's like, I don't want that young 12-year-old having to sing that damn song about I Want Someone to Live. Like, he's on some king shit. Like, we're kings. This is royalty. So I don't even bathe my mind in any of that reality. Like, you just want me to still believe I got to be begging to live when the reality is I'm a child of God. So I'm not even going to ingest the bullshit you're trying to tell me. You know what I mean? So, but he's about it. Like he's a steady, meditative, contemplative kind of cat. So, anyway, I'll just throw him out there to you as a name. I think he's actually maybe even not in San Diego anymore. I think he's up in Orange County, but he's and he went to USC and was cool with Nipsey and whatnot too. But I am with you in what you're saying and can feel you and knew I wanted to have a conversation with you just based on like, you know what I think too? You can feel that vibratory tone in people's music, right? So even that the words, you know, like to some ears the words would be too distracting, but you can tell when something has an innate authority to it. So like when Tupac died, dog, you know, I'm 45, so I was crying. I boohoo cried when Tupac died. Like that brother was so real, like so authentic, right, and so innately authoritative. Like you know, he was coming from a God place, and so. Yeah, I think I just salute you in it, man, and like am honored to be sharing space with you for just a minute and have a conversation about, you know, where your mind is at and what you're thinking about and where you're trying to go with your family and with your heart and community.
conversations I live for, bro. Like
Mm.
I honestly, when it hit me, you know, I thought you was going to talk about music, and I'm like, that's cool. Like, but you know, it's only so deep we can
Yeah,
go in it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I honestly be scared to talk like this with people because they gonna be like, this is crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. No, anytime.
told me it'd be a little more intellectual. I'm like, right, like, yeah, let's do this. Like,
Yes, bro. Yes, bro. Yes. Anytime, by the way. So this is just the beginning, man, for real. I'm, you know, sprinkling my little seeds in a little project to let people know about some like-minded people in this like locality. But my thing is for real, like, you know, think globally but act locally. So I'm really about trying to map like the main threads of personal power and like mindset in this town and who's really about it. So by the time it's said and done, what I really want to do is start thinking about the gaps within Black communities in San Diego. I plan to be here till like it's over and done with. Like sprinkle me somewhere, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna be here for a minute, and I want to see like the landscape of Black life in this town look different than you know these little sprinkles that people think we're supposed to be cool with. So to be continued, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, I definitely got some brothers and some sisters I want to bring up the rest, bro. Like, I think you know, y'all have a good conversation, and it'll be dope, bro.
Okay, let's you know the marathon continues as they say. Let's keep building for real. No, for real. Okay.